Just a quick one, this, because I do want to talk about it, because this sort of thing really annoys me, as you know. Look at the headline, look. So this comes from the Northern Echo. Man landed with hefty fine after watching TV without a licence. Because there's a lot of stories at the minute in the Express and the Sun and all the main newspapers about people cancelling their TV licence fees and what you can watch about. Like there's some good information coming out there. This is on the other side of it. It's kind of enforcing the narrative that you must have a TV licence, and TV licensing like these kind of stories in the paper. There's one line in here that will prove my point on that. Have a look at this. Look, watching TV without a licence has landed this man with a hefty fine. TV viewer, I've redacted his name, failed to pay his licence fee and has landed a heavy fine after being convicted in court. By law, anyone who watches or records live TV programmes on any channel or uses BBC iPlayer to watch shows must have a TV licence. Okay, well, that last line, well, it's spot on, really, isn't it? That's what I say on a daily basis, isn't it? If you watch or record on any channel or use iPlayer, you must pay for the licence fee. Yep. That is rare to see that in there, so it's a good thing, but it's not the point I want to bring up. That's coming in a second. But the first line of it, look, watching TV without a licence has landed this man with a hefty fine. Not everyone reads the stories. Most people read that, and that's the bit that's going to stick in their mind. But even that's not the bit I've got the problem with. Look at the next bit. It is a criminal offence to use any TV receiving equipment without paying for the licence, which currently costs £159 a year. Failing to pay the licence can result in heavy fines, in court of up to £1,000 and extra costs, blah, blah, blah. See the bit? See the bit that hangs me out? It is a criminal offence to use any TV receiving equipment without paying for the licence. No, it's not. No, it's not. I don't pay the licence fee. Where am I now? I'm 8-9 years I haven't paid the licence fee, and this technically is TV receiving equipment, this laptop. I can receive on here, if I wanted to, broadcast TV and access BBC iPlayer if I wanted to, but I don't. The licence fee isn't based on what equipment you have, it's based on what you use that equipment to do. So putting that in there is a contradiction in terms, right? Because it says there, it actually says in this article, anyone who watches or records live stream and who uses iPlayer must pay the licence fee. And then the next line, it's a criminal offence to use TV receiving equipment. Which one is it? Which one is it, whatever paper this is? Northern Echo. What one is it? Because they're contradiction in terms. What one is it? So yeah, this is the problem. You see so many lines in stories like that enforcing the narrative that you must pay the TV licence fee. As long as you don't watch or record anything that's been broadcast or use BBC iPlayer, you can own all the televisions you want, all the computers you want, all the phones you want, all the stuff that you want. It's based on what you use that equipment to do. Now, the £1,000 fine thing as well likes to be enforced on the letters they send you out and in these kinds of articles. So have a look. How much did this gentleman get fined? So the prosecution, bought by TV licenses, stated that the man, and they put his address in there, so he's got his full name, his age, and the road he lives on in his local paper, named and shamed in his local paper over this. Does that not make you angry? It makes me really angry when they do that. He was found to have used a television receiver without a licence between July 11th and July 22. Again, how is that a crime? I use a television receiver without a licence every single day of the week. I just don't use it to receive television. He was handed a £75 fine and ordered to pay £120 of costs and a £32 surcharge. It means in total he will have to fork out £227. So not the £1,000 fine then. They always like to tell a story in the letters of this £1,000 fine. I can't think I've ever heard of it being given out. The average fine is 160 quid. He only got a £75 fine. Stop telling us you can give us a £1,000 fine. If anyone's heard of it, if anyone's got any evidence of it, please send it over. But I'm in this sphere, as you know, and I can't think I've ever heard of them actually giving a £1,000 fine out. Now, the other thing we need to talk about with this is, how did he get caught? Did they park a TV detector van outside of his property and monitor what he was watching? No, because that's not physically possible to do. This gentleman was caught. Now, I never condone watching, whether he wasn't, we don't know, but he's gone through a court, so he probably has, right? I never condone watching stuff you shouldn't be watching. If you want to watch or record anything that's being broadcast or use BBC iPlayer, pay the license fee. I don't do those things, so I don't need to pay it, right? But the only way you could be caught, the only way they would know what you are doing is when they knock on your door and you either tell them or you let them in. If this gentleman hadn't spoken to them, if he'd have just followed our advice on this channel and opened the door and said, hello, who are you? Hello, I'm from TV licensing. No thanks, mate, and closed the door, this could not have happened. This whole situation physically could not have happened. It's only come about by talking to one of the goons when they knocked on his door. So he's been named and shamed in his local paper over such a petty thing. The charge makes no sense at all. Used a television receiver without a license, something I do on a daily basis, and it's perfectly legal to do so. And there's contradictions in terms. And you'll wonder why I dislike the TV license system. So what do you think about this? I think it's terrible. I've made it quite clear what I think. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And that way, hopefully, I'll see you in another video again soon. Ta-da.